It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia. It's a little cooler, Bedford County, Virginia. It was nice yesterday. It's a little nippy this morning. And then the next couple days, it's going to be cold again. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. Got a whole bunch of stuff to cover this morning, but let's get some of the business out of the way. Of course, this is the first day of November. This morning's show is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around. Of course, I've been dealing with him now for 12 years, I guess. The first time I used a scooter. Come a long way since then. Of course, it's also brought to you by chilliescruises. We're going to get to one of those here in a few minutes. We have several stories this morning without it being anything major, but still, there are stories that we got to talk about. First of all, MSC and major Valencia flooding. Also this morning, Encore Drydock changes. Carnival's developing a couple new security roles. Bees Embark. Come on, tongue. Bees Embark. There we go. On the Carnival Valor. And a bit of a rant. Seattle Shore Power completed early. Wait till you hear about how early. Captain Dino Sagani gears up for the MSC World America's Maiden Voyage. And lots more live here at 11 o'clock this morning. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. Today is National Fried Clams Day. I like clams. I like just about any seafood. Probably calamari is my least favorite of any seafood that I know of. Well, I take that back. There's a couple things in seafood, in sushi that I don't eat, but still, for the most part, if it's seafood, I like it. Clams is one of the things that's right up there not at the top. I got to have lobster and shrimp and scallops, but right after that comes clams. So, this day in history, I'm actually going to go back before I was kicking. In 1800, President John Adams moves into a now completed executive mansion. He is the first president to reside in the nation's house, which would later be named the White House. So John Adams started it all. Speaking of my blog, I posted a story this morning that many of you, especially any of you that have any disability issues, you want to be able, sure, you go over to my blog and check it out. It's actually from USA Today, Zach Wichter, who I've talked to a couple times. I need to get Zach back on, have him come on the show. But anyway, it's a nice piece about the DOT and airline associations and Delta Airlines actually getting together and working on this project to make wheelchair travel on airplanes. So much better. It's not going to happen overnight, but these are the right people working on it now. So, and they're on the same page. So one of these days soon, I'll be able to roll on a plane and sit in my chair and not have to go through all the, excuse me for saying it, crap that anybody that's disabled has to go through with to get on or off airplanes. So, good article, well worth the read. Please go over to accessadventure.net and it's right there. So check it out. It's a good thing that was National Cats Day here a few days ago, because I'm ready to strangle mine. You know, they get me up every morning to feed them at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock's when I feed them. Normally, they start in on me sometimes as early as 3. And I, scream at them and throw things at them and, get the hell out of my room kind of thing. But by 5, they've got me awake, and I get up and I go feed them, and then I start working. They didn't even show up in my room today until like 6:30. So I've been behind schedule all morning. Yesterday, some of you know, I went to the dentist 2.5 hours in a dentist chair. It was not my idea of a good time. When I got home yesterday afternoon, I had work to do. I had no energy. I crashed. I took care of a couple minor things, but I was totally useless, hurting. So I took some, I won't say if I took pain pills or if I took chocolates, but I worked on easing the pain. I did. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. I did eat dinner last night, and actually that didn't feel that bad. So go over and check it out. Now, before we get to anything else, the group package on the Poesia is now approved, official, ready to rock and roll. However, with me flaking off yesterday and then getting up late this morning, I haven't gotten my share of the work done. So I don't have, a nice graphic done yet for the group cruise. That'll be done this weekend. Nate's working on the website end of it. So we have and I don't know if he's going to do a separate website for the group, or if this will be tied into, our regular website. I'll advise that as I know it. But here's the deal, folks. As I've been announced and teasing, this will be on the MSC Poesia, sailing on the 25th of May, 2026 from Seattle. It goes to Ketchikan, Icy Strait, Juneau, Victoria are the ports of call. It also goes sails in the Tracy Arm Fjord. So here's what the good, the bad, and the ugly on this. All right, for the group, interior cabins start at $821. Ocean views start at $961. But here is the bargain, folks. Balconies, $1,231. Go to any of the cruise lines for Alaska cruises, 7-day cruises, balconies are $2,200, $2,300, $2,400 per person. I look for these balconies to be gone in a hurry. The premium balcony is $1,301. Dynamite pricing, I think. Yeah, I'd like to see the interiors a little better priced, but so be it. Also, if you have any, there's some discounts for third and fourth, like the kids. They're not free, but they're substantially reduced. So anyway, as we work into this, we'll have it all together. I do not have solo pricing yet. I'm going to work on that today, only because when I first ran it, it was awful. And MSC is normally very good on solo pricing. So I've got to get in there and see what the solo prices are going to be. I'll get it put together and some graphics for you, so you'll have something to look at. I'm sure I'll be producing a video about it here in the very near future, and clearly before I go get on the next cruise. So we'll get all of it done. I'm going to work a lot on it this weekend. I'm not going anywhere this weekend other than I got to run out and pick up prescriptions. I'm going to run down to Kroger's, which is all of 9/10 of a mile from here. So won't take long. All right. So that's the group deal. It's now open for bookings. I don't recall, quite frankly. Does it say on here what the deposit is? No. That includes tax and import charges, group rates. Yeah, it doesn't say what the deposit is. I'll check that out. I'll have that by the time anybody calls me. If you want to jump on this real quick, I'll have, by the time I pull it up on the booking engine, I'll have all that together. At this point, I don't remember what the deposit is. I get a couple $100 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the group cruise coming up in 2026 on the MSC Poesia. Now, if those dates aren't suitable for you and you still want to try it, just check with me and we'll see what we can do on other dates as well. So it sells every week for the season. All right. Let's see. Now, I got a whole bunch of stuff to go over before we actually get to the news today. I was supposed to do this yesterday and got totally sidetracked and didn't get some of it done. Some of this is now from today. This was from yesterday. That's from Bubba Schumart down in Pensacola. That's one of the flyovers in tribute to the Blue Angels. This, of course, is Icon of the Seas. I just can't. I've not been on Icon of the Seas yet. It just looks so humongous. Now, I realize it's the largest ship that's ever been, built. But it just looks like, a behemoth. All right, so Rochelle was on it. And this was when she got off in Costa Maya. Of course, that's one of the dancers. She went to the sanctuary there, bird sanctuary, and played with some birds. Back on the ship, she found Rover. Rover is, of course, the chief dog officer on Icon of the Seas. He greets everybody when you get on board and is usually all over the ship, and people pet him and talk to him, and, it's a good dog, really good dog. Now, also on it, this same sailing is Lori B., and she went to the Aqua Theater, and these are just some random shots from the Aquadome. and she said the show, as many shows as she's seen on Royal Caribbean, which is a lot, that this was just awesome. So, all right. So, let's see what else we got here. That's Renee Trotter. She was in Roatan and went to the sanctuary there where they have the birds and the sloths and the monkeys. And this is from Elizabeth. Elizabeth was in the Canary Islands yesterday. And obviously a beautiful day in the Canary Islands. And she went to a nice Italian restaurant and had an Italian meal for her lunch and topped that off with a limoncello. She, of course, makes limoncello. Beautiful beaches there, just a beautiful day. Now, she's not happy with this sailing because she says there's nobody on the ship. This was her store last night during business hours. Have you ever seen a store on a cruise ship with nobody in it? I don't think I ever have. And this wasn't at midnight or anything. This was like, prime time. It's just a really bad cruise. Numbers of people. There's a bunch of crew members' family on this one. So she wasn't real happy with this cruise, but that's okay. She still does pretty well for herself. All right, now I'll be back with the news after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. MSC Seaside arrived in Valencia, Spain for her scheduled port call yesterday. However, her visit was likely different from what anyone wanted or expected. This is because Spain is currently coping with one of the worst flooding disasters in decades, which so far has claimed at least 158 lives, with more missing, and resulted in significant damage and loss of power. The storm, which made landfall on Tuesday, has been identified as a Gota Fria. According to the BBC, these are natural weather events with intense rainfall in the region in the fall and winter. But this storm was particularly severe, probably due to global warming. Unfortunately, most of the damage has been in Valencia, with the eastern city. It's located on the east coast of the Iberian Peninsula on the Mediterranean Sea, taking the brunt of the heavy rains. But since calling on the port would not put any MSC guests in danger, as the storm has now moved north, the captain and team decided not to cancel the planned visit. The vessel is also operating on multiple itineraries simultaneously, which range in length from 17 to 23 days, and a good portion of cruisers were expecting to disembark, and a new round of passengers were supposed to embark in Valencia, which, to the relief of many, there's no bad time to visit. That wasn't what was supposed to happen there. Okay, so let me see what... I cut the story off, so let me see where I was in the story. So the people that were disembarking had another problem to hurdle, other than, just getting on and off a ship and getting in your car and going home. Is their car still there? Who knows? Also, the Valencia airport was closed due to the disaster, which disrupted around 80 flights. Also closed was the high-speed train to Madrid. So there was some problems once it debarked some passengers there. While the exact itineraries vary considerably, the goal for the Seaside is to arrive in Miami on November the 17th. And Miami will be her home port throughout the winter as she sails to the Caribbean and the Bahamas. All right, so that's MSC with issues with the with Valencia. Renovations often take longer than expected, and that seems to be the case for cruise ships too, or at least for the Norwegian Encore. As reported in August, the ship will undergo some significant changes when it comes into dry dock from November 18th to December 2nd. However, new details have revealed closures affecting passengers during the vessel's return to sea on December the 3rd. Currently repositioning from a season in Alaska on a 21-night voyage from Seattle to Miami, Norwegian Encore is finally getting an adult-only outdoor area. Spice H2O, which is a popular feature on Breakaway, Epic, and Escape. Unfortunately, the new edition will not be ready to debut during its post-dry dock 12-night transatlantic journey from Southampton back to Miami, leaving passengers void of an adult-only spot. Spice H2O also seems to require more space than originally planned, and the cruise line announced it is permanently closing the ship's laser tag arena to give it the space it deserves. The dry dock includes the expansion of Cagney's Steakhouse in Teppanyaki. It was originally reported that the two restaurants were relocating to spaces occupied by Los Cabos and Cocos, and that the former dining areas would no longer be a part of the dining lineup. It looks like Los Cabos will remain, but the 2-week dry dock won't be enough time to complete the work on Teppanyaki's expansion. The restaurant will remain closed for the first 4 days of the transatlantic cruise, reopening on December the 8th. The original dry dock plan highlighted the ship's ocean blue seafood dining area would be transformed into a Mediterranean-inspired seafood dining Palomar found on Norwegian Viva and Norwegian Prima. With the latest announcement, it appears that Ocean Blue will remain as it is. Why not join me on the MSC Grandiosa cruise from Port Canaveral, Florida on February the 14th, 2026. It's 8 days and 7 nights with stops in Nassau, Ocean Key Marine Reserve, and Puerto Plata. The nice thing about this cruise, it'll be my first chance to be on the Grandiosa, that's one thing, but it's also has excellent pricing. Our prices start at $588 per person, including taxes and port charges. Solo prices start at $738, or if you're solo, the package with drinks and Wi-Fi is only $1,052, including taxes and port charges. Dynamite prices on the MSC Grandiosa sailing February 14th, 2026 from Port Canaveral. Call me 434-258-9264, and we'll see you on the Grandiosa. Like all major cruise lines, Carnival has its own highly trained security teams on board all ships that are ready to respond to any crisis at all times. However, recent job postings reveal that the 27-ship cruise line is looking to bolster its team by filling 2 new positions, an RSA supervisor and a youth security officer. The more controversial position is the creation of the RSA supervisor role. This person's job will be to monitor alcohol consumption on board to make sure guests do not become too intoxicated, which can be dangerous to both the guests in question and the people around them. They will also make sure that underage passengers, who are guests under the age of 21 in the U.S., don't get their hands on any illegal drinks. Over the years, Carnival has earned a reputation for being a party brand where people know how to drink, especially among passengers who purchase the Cheers drinks package that allows up to 15 alcoholic drinks in a 24-hour period. In recent months, requests to both raise the daily drink limit and concerns about how alcohol consumption is monitored on board has triggered debates on brand ambassador John Heald's Facebook page, with some feeling heavy intoxication is too common on Carnival ships. As it currently stands, the bar staff, restaurant servers, and security team members work together to monitor guest behavior and alcohol consumption to make sure everyone stays safe and can cut off passengers who become too intoxicated before they meet their daily Cheers package limit when necessary. The youth security officer, Carnival welcomes hundreds of thousands of kids on board every sailing. This is likely why the brand leaders felt it was necessary to add a new youth security officer to the team who will specialize in communicating with and protecting kids and teens. Some of this crew member's responsibilities may include ensuring safe behavior around pools and jacuzzis, preventing minors from entering adults only in crew areas, enforcing the no alcohol for minors policy, and handling disruptive behavior exhibited specifically by guests under the age of 18. While every family is different, many parents give their children more freedom on cruise ships because they know that the kids really can't go too far once they're on board. Even in port, Carnival policy does not allow kids under the age of 18 to leave the ship without their parent or guardian, and parents can even contact the onboard security department to raise this age limit if they would like. With this in mind, kids may get some extra independence they aren't used to while at sea, with some parents just letting their kids sign themselves in and out of the onboard youth clubs, or even allowing their children to stay in their very own cruise cabin with a sibling or a friend. To help keep minors safe and on good behavior, who may be extra excited by their vacation and newfound freedoms, Carnival already enforces a strict 1 a.m. curfew for all guests under the age of 18. There's no bad time to visit New Orleans, but the fall months are especially charming with seasonal celebrations and comfortable temperatures. If you're heading to the Big Easy, book a scooter or wheelchair rental and explore this historic city hassle-free. New Orleans mobility rentals are 10% off until the end of the year. That's right, folks. New Orleans rentals, 10% off until December 31st. 2024. Call Scootaround toll free 888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137. That's New Orleans Mobility Rentals. Earlier this week, while Carnival Valor was docked in Cozumel, a swarm of honeybees seemed to decide that a lounge chair toward the back of the Lido deck would be a perfect spot for a new hive. The swarm has been widely reported as bumblebees, a fact that was totally incorrect. Just a bit of a rant. I get so frustrated with people that do what I do that never check their sources. This was a major news source reporting it as bumblebees. They were not bumblebees. They are honeybees. A bumblebee is about 4 times the size of a honeybee. It's black in color with white or yellow stripes. A honeybee is brown in color with gold stripes. So it's just frustrating to me that they're totally incorrect. All right, continuing on with the story. For guests that have a bee phobia, the swarm's presence likely invoke images of a scary horror movie. According to Purdue University, bees swarm when they follow a new queen, looking to form a hive under their new leader and promote reproduction. And while swarms look scary, they usually aren't very dangerous. Honeybees typically aren't aggressive while swarming, as they do not yet have a hive to protect and in general are less quick to anger than similar insects like wasps or hornets. Per witness accounts, experts were able to come on board and locate the queen bee, which is key to removing an unwanted swarm. While some speculated that the 2,900 passenger ship would be delayed leaving Cozumel because of the buzzing visitors, cruise tracking data show that the vessel was able to depart on time, sailing away from the port around 4 p.m. local time. Now, if only the people reporting this story would report it accurately. The Port of Seattle completed a $44 million shore power project early. 7 years early. Shore power is now available in all 3 cruise terminals. Though not all cruise vessels are currently equipped to utilize shore power, Seattle has set a compliance deadline for 2027, after which ships calling at the port will be required to connect, setting a new standard for sustainable cruising in the region. Congratulations to Seattle. Captain Dino Sagani got his first look aboard the new MSC World America last week at Chantier de l'Attique shipyard in Saint-Nazaire, France. Now he's overseeing the last stages of construction. MSC World America is expected to set sail in the spring of 2025 with a christening and official launch in April from Miami. Captain Sagani will be with the ship from now on. Looking for a zero solo supplement? Here's your one. Voyage of the Seas 4-night cruise sailing from Port Canaveral on November 26th. Solo prices start at $431. Double occupancy is only $475 per person. All you have to do is call or text me at 434-258-9264, and you can join Gary, Older Than Dirt, Katie, and Angela on Voyage of the Seas, November 26th. All right, that wraps up the news portion of the show for the week. I will be here all weekend just in case anything major happens. I'll stay on top of things. Needless to say, I got a lot of stuff to get done. I will have some kind of graphics on our group cruise ready, I hope this weekend. And I don't know if Nate's going to be able to get the website up this quickly or not, but we can still we can do everything as it is now, although, we might not have the nice website up with, pictures and everything else. But anyway, that's still coming. All right, so I'm still frustrated over the bee story, and it wasn't just one of the sources. All of the sources that I've seen, I'm the only person that actually identified those as honeybees. As honeybees. Everybody called those bumblebees. I even double checked to see if I was mistaken that, I might be wrong in my identification of bees. I was not. Bumblebees are round and much larger than a honeybee. A honeybee is like the size of my fingernail. Okay? And they're brown. Did that picture look black to you? No. They were brown. I had a close-up picture of them. They're honeybees. Not bumblebees. And then people reporting the news, and I won't mention any names, people reporting the news, they're just reading the story as it was given to them by the news sources. So, and we wonder how people claim fake news over everything in the world today. Because people just don't check their sources like we used to have to. I started off in broadcasting and was in the newspaper business for a while, so I've been on both sides of it. You'd never get a story anywhere if you didn't have multiple sources, multiple people to prove your story. Anyway, so much for that. All right, let's go see who's fussing at me in the chat room. I've got a lot to be fussed about today. I'm screwing this up, screwing that up, oversleeping and doing nothing yesterday. There's Mike. Mike from the other side of the pond. Mike led the way in the chat room today. There's Katie's with us. Hope you survived the dentist yesterday. I tell you what, Katie, it was awful. My mouth is still sore, and my jaw, is really sore. I haven't taken any drugs again this morning, but it might be pretty high on the agenda here today when I get back from picking up prescriptions. So, Katie says she's taking her lunch now. There's Gary Older Than Dirt. Says good morning to everybody. There's Bob. Bob's in Tennessee. It's raining there. I haven't even looked outside to see if it started raining here yet. We could get some rain today too. Amy's with us. Good morning, Amy. Says happy Friday. I know one thing that I wanted to point out today because I had a couple people question me about it yesterday and last night about, I made comments yesterday about keep your chocolate away from your dogs and cats, both of them. Yeah. Now, there's several reasons for it. Some of dogs and cats are just absolutely, it's poison for them. But the majority is because an allergy to the cocoa, which is in chocolate, of course, is highly prevalent in both dogs and cats. If they have an allergic reaction, if they get into some chocolate, have an allergic reaction to them, they could die on the spot. So if you've got chocolate candy, even if it's nice and wrapped up, don't leave it laying around, because both dogs and cats will figure out how to get in it and eat something they shouldn't be eating, and then you could be in a real mess. Just saying. I was just pointing out to people, be careful with chocolate around your pets. All right. Hot Air Tom says, hello, everyone. 7 days till we depart from Myrtle Beach. I'm going to be a couple days longer than that before I depart from Myrtle Beach, but I'll catch up with you. We got to go to that place for dinner. So I got to look. I'll have to look up the name now. I've forgotten it already. Anyway, it's one of Roger's relatives. So yeah, we're gonna do that one night. Nice seafood joint. I'm all in favor of that. Todd's with us. Good morning, Todd. Hot Air says, Cindy says, remember to turn your clock back an hour Saturday night. I think I will turn an hour forward to get some more light. I hate daylight savings time. And I hate having to change the clocks back, because I just get used to it, and we got to change it again. And it takes me days before I can ever remember how to change the damn clock in the car. It's just, awful. So, and that's my stupidity. But anyway, yeah, I wish we just had one time, one way or the other. I don't care which. But let's do away with daylight savings time. Let's just have normal time, or else do away with normal time and let's have daylight savings time all the time. I don't care about that either. So, but yeah, it's Saturday night. We do that. One time, that was when I lived in Pittsburgh. I forgot and ended up getting to church as everybody was walking out. I was walking up going, why is everybody coming out? I'm just getting there. What a dummy. All right, Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. She was just wondering this morning when clocks get turned back. Yep, it's coming up. She says, hi, Chillie and Friday kids. Hot Air says, not true. Chillie was not useless. Excuse me? Who said I was useless? I'm sure a lot of people say I'm useless. He helped me avoid a booking issue on the Grandiosa. By the way, I got to check that Grandiosa pricing now. I did not do that today. It just fell into my rotation. I got to check that. I'm wondering if they didn't go back to normal pricing on it from that dynamite pricing I had at one time. I'll check that and make appropriate changes on it for the next time I use it. I was looking at changing our booking to an ADA cabin, and the computer gave him an inside cabin when I selected a balcony. Yeah, I did find out that was an inside. But one thing I didn't find out, Hot Air, booked this direct, which is fine. I'll never argue with you guys on booking direct. But he needed some help changing things, and because he booked it direct, I can't change it. I had the same issue with Katie and Angela with their booking. Angela wanted to do something on something she had booked. She wanted to shift some money to the cruise on, that they're going on the Voyager. And they won't let me because it wasn't booked through me. So I can't go in and change something that somebody else has booked. So, and I'm not saying, guys, you need to book it with me. Of course, I'd love to have you book stuff with me. I'll make some money on it. I'm not crazy. But on the same token, if you've booked with somebody else, I can advise you like I did Tom, but I can't actually I can't maneuver because it's not my deal. So that's one of the protections that all the cruise lines give travel agents. They will not allow somebody to steal it once it's booked. So, just saying. Where am I? This Sonny says, tell Cindy thanks. Hot Air says, the MSC agent even applied a discount that I got apparently with my status match from NCL. I'm Diamond MSC Cruiser before I even cruise once. Yeah, they match status. I don't know. I don't know that much about MSC's loyalty. I've never paid attention to it. I've been on a bunch of MSC cruises, but I don't get any nice perks like, Royal's the best for me. Royal Caribbean. Because they get, what was it, 5 drinks a day or whatever it is now for what am I, Diamond Plus. So now I'll be, before this next 3 months is over with, my loyalty on Norwegian's probably, I surpass my loyalty on Royal Caribbean. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to it like some of you guys do. But anyway, I'm glad Tom got a nice discount. That's awesome. I like everybody to get nice discounts. Amy said, I think the deposit is $199. Yeah. So I said a couple $100, I thought. That's correct, Amy. Thank you for that. Saved about $1,000 with the change in the discount. Nice. Good. You can buy my dinner. Nah, I'm teasing. Amy, that sounds right based on my February 26th booking. Boy, I can't believe it. I like MSC. Don't get me wrong. I fuss at them constantly about accessibility issues. And I'm sure I'm going to fuss about the Grandiosa, and I'll fuss about Poesia, because I know it's not going to be any better. With some older, they're not saying they're old ships, but they're older than some that I've been on. And, MSC just doesn't have the ADA background that we have here. Now, I did see some posts on one of the groups that, none of the European cruise lines have to deal with ADA. That is not true. The ADA does have something to say about cruises that sail from the United States that gives them some leeway in going on ships. If it sails from the United States, they have to follow the ADA standards. Now, they're starting to work on that. It's going to be a slow process. I know that last year because I ran into it on 2 different Princess ships. One, they had done their inspection, and they had things that the ship had to fix, and they were given 90 days to fix them, or they could no longer sail from the U.S. waters. Well, when they come on an MSC ship and come up with that kind of list, the ship's probably going to have to go into Drydock to get fixed. So if I can get the ships to start working on some of these issues now, they're way ahead by the time that the ADA actually gets on board the ships. That day is coming, folks. Emily says, hello, everyone. Overcast morning. The sun is supposed to come out this afternoon. I know that we're going to be cold here this weekend. I'm not going to go out and get all hot and bothered and, 78, 79, 80 degree weather. I would have loved to have gone out yesterday instead I was in the dentist chair all afternoon. Yeah, I was 4:30 before I got out of that stupid dentist chair. Joanne's with us. Hi, Joanne. Happy November and happy All Saints Day. That's correct. It is All Saints Day. Didn't think about that. Once upon a time, I kept up with things like that. I don't much anymore. Our Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Diamond is nice with MSC. You get a free specialty dining and other perks. Yeah, but I bet you don't get free drinks. That's MSC's, Norwegian, you can catch deals quite often on the drinks package or the all 4 package. Quite often that's priced very attractively. I haven't seen that attractiveness with MSC yet. And maybe it's because I haven't, looked at them specifically. But where I get the benefit from MSC is normally on pricing and usually on solo pricing. So that I've done well with. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're actually going to have solo prices on our group cruise. Now, it might be the group cruise those things in a different ball game. I don't know. If that's the case, maybe we don't want to solo people. We won't book them directly into the group. I don't know yet. We'll see. Hot Air says, Cindy, thanks. I will need to review the category perks. Otter says, I was reviewing the Oceania program perks. Those higher categories give OBC with the top level at $1,000 OBC. Yeah, but for my 19-day cruise, I get 1 point. It'll take 60 cruises to get that highest. Yeah, and then look at the difference in price. Oceanus, I mean, I know you have a different opinion on pricing, Tom, than I do, but Oceanus gets pretty expensive, I found. Emily says, thanks for the clock reminder, Cindy. Yeah, Em, you were definitely one that I knew was going to need a reminder on that. And I'm not saying that to disparage you, because I needed it too. Hell, I was saying at Eastern Standard Time like 3 weeks ago. I didn't have any idea when it was changing. Oh, well. Sonny says, don't forget, hit the thumbs up button. Absolutely, Sonny. You're all right with me. Yeah. We've got a decent crowd from X here today. Once again, no change from StreamYard on the X, folks. Cindy says, you guys should come on board World America, April of 25. Anxious for that one. Yeah, I looked at it and it looked like it was a little to the expensive side. But I'll price it again, April 26th. Where's my notes? I'll make a note on that one. America or America, whichever one you want to use, 426, 25. That's right after I get home from Europe. I'll have to look, Cindy, because I may have a doctor's appointment booked that week. Anyway, I'll check that out because I want to get on that too. That looks like a beautiful ship. All right, Cindy, thank you for that. Kenneth says, sorry, folks, I'm late. Well, Kenneth will beat you with a noodle. Yeah, you're not late. What attracted those bees? They were following the queen. I don't know. How did the queen get there? Maybe it's somebody's luggage. Who knows? I have no idea. I mean, you know, you get, I'm not a bee person. I've never raised bees. I've followed people that raise bees. But all the swarms of bees are following a queen. And the queen is, you know, she's matriarchal as hell. And they all do everything the queen wants. So some of them go out and gather honey, and others of them stay in the hive to protect the queen. And they know their role, and they're happy with that role. So anyway, yeah, it's not something we see very often, Emily. I've never seen it before on a ship. I've seen swarms other places. By the way, if you ever see a swarm of bees, don't kill them. Call somebody. Get for the 4-H people or somebody from the animal rescue or something. You don't want to necessarily kill bees because they're becoming endangered species. And that's where we get our honey from. That's where a lot of animals, get stuff from the bees. And clearly our flowers get pollinated by bees constantly, where they pick up pollen from one flower, they're getting the honey out, and they take that pollen to another flower, and all of a sudden, the sex has happened. So anyway, yeah, see a swarm of bees, don't kill them. Let somebody come and rescue them, please. Let's see. We have bees around our flower plants around the mailbox. Not sure which ones. We'll take a video later. Honeybees and bumblebees, I get both in the backyard here. So when the clover is in bloom, you really have to watch stepping on it. If you're barefoot, and I go barefoot all the time, you have to really pay attention to where you're walking so you don't step on one of them, because they'll sting the hell out of you. Now, the one thing about both honeybees and bumblebees, they have one stinger. You're going to get stung once. A wasp can sting you multiple times. A yellow jacket can sting you multiple times. So those are the ones you don't want to get stung by. I've been into a yellow jacket's nest a couple times and had multiple stings. You don't want to do that. You can get really sick from that. And I'm allergic to wasp stings. So if I get stung by a wasp, I need to get to an EpiPen real fast, or something for severe allergies. Kenneth's asking, Chillie, what do you hate more, the dentist or flying? I don't hate flying, Kenneth. I love to fly. It's just that on airplanes anymore, I'm uncomfortable. That's why I don't want to fly. I'm just, between my size and my disabilities, and I'm not comfortable in those seats anymore. I'm too big. And I'm less comfortable getting on and off airplanes. When I can sit on the, when they have the front seat, have a place for a wheelchair, I'll jump all over that. Because then I don't have to worry about my chair getting torn up. I'm sitting in my chair is made for me. I'm comfortable in my chair. I can sit in my chair all day and not be uncomfortable. So, yeah, that will change me on flying. The only reason that I don't fly, Kenneth, is just comfort. So, but yeah, I hate the dentist here. I hate dentists. I hate the girls that work for dentists. I tell them, ooh, hurt me again, I'll smack you. I mean, I carry on crap with them all the time. Of course, I wouldn't, but, Emily says, where is the world of America going? Oh, the cruise World America. World America. I use the Italian pronunciation because I'm not sure which one MSC is going to use when it gets here, whether it's going to be World America or World America, which is typical U.S. pronunciation, which is not necessarily the correct way of saying something. Dark chocolate is what is the most toxic. Also artificial sweeteners, that's correct. Hot Air Tom says, Chillie, the fish place. The fish place. Yeah, that's a tough one to remember, Hot Air Tom. The fish place for fish. What can I say? Yeah, you're right. That's it. My brain. Of course, remember, Tom, I'm older than you, and the brain business comes in my family, obviously. Let's see. Hot Air Tom, no fish for me. Emily, you're nuts. I love anything out of the water, just about anything. We gain an hour, so I get an extra hour of sleep. A spring ahead, fall back. I have to think this one through. Fall back, so it's now 11. What does that say? 11:30. So that would be 10:30 now. Fall back. Yeah. An extra hour sleep. That's correct. I have to think these things through. You think after how many years have I done this? 100? I get it right by now. Let's see. Cindy says, MSC World America, 426, 7-night Miami, Puerto Plata, San Juan, and Ocean Key. And man, is it a lovely ship too. It's a little bit different, like from the Meraviglia. It's more like the, what was the one they came out with last year? It's been in Europe the whole time. It was World something else, wasn't it? Anyway, it's a different style ship, but it's going to be gorgeous. One of the reasons, I went on Seascape on its inaugural cruise. I paid way too much money for that. I thought it would be good for me to be around all the media folks. Yeah, no. I did better with all the media folks when I did the bloggers cruise on Breakaway. There's a lot of people that I really got to spend some time with that week too. Right, Sonny? Let's see, where am I now? That sounds lovely, Cindy. Yes, it is. I'll be checking that out. I got it in my notes here. I'll get that done today too. You have to fill out a form and wait 7 days before they will transfer a booking to someone else. Yeah, once that's done and it's transferred, then I can get in and do things. But, it can't be done right now. And most of us are, we believe in instant gratification. We want to get it done, get it over with. So, and I understand that. I'm not disputing that. And also, I would probably have trouble, especially if you dealt with a specific person, because they making a commission on it too. And I want your business. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have all of y'all's business, but I don't want to take that away from somebody that's counting on that money too. So, yeah, that's an ethical thing for me. Some people don't have ethics, but I do. What ship, Katie? Oh, that was on Voyager, the one that I advertised again today. That's supposed to be a new Blue Diamond status at 15,000 starting this month for MSC. It's a rumor that I keep hearing. A new Blue Diamond status. Wow. I have not seen anything on it yet. Maybe I'm sure I'm going to have to talk to Elizabeth, not our Elizabeth. My MSC agent is also an Elizabeth. And the woman yesterday with all the crap in my mouth and the ice picks, and her name was Elizabeth too. And I kept picturing her, as much as she tortured me, that she goes home and puts on waist-high black boots and a bustier and carries a whip around. That's what I see her doing at home. Because she sure tortured the crap out of me. I shouldn't say that. I'm politically incorrect, folks, but that's all right. Hot Air Tom says, Katie, now Voyager is a size I could cruise on. It's my comfort level. I booked twice on Mariner and the aft suite, both canceled during COVID. Emily says, we had very warm weather last night for Halloween. One group asked us for water. We went through 2 huge bags of Costco milk chocolate. So, yeah, there's not many people on the East Coast that have ever had Halloween in the 80s. And that's just unbelievable. Emily says, Chillie, I had forgotten. Yeah. Don't forget about the chocolate, Emily. Not with Fiona running around. MSC and NCL drinks package are very affordable. Royal Caribbean and Carnival drinks package are crazy. So you're getting decent MSC. See, I've not booked anything on MSC that didn't have a package already tied to it. So it was not anything that I added on myself. So, all right. So I'll pull that up again. When I go over, get on there and check today, I'll see what kind of difference it makes. Hot Air Times says, Chillie will not be back yet. Chillie will not be back yet. What? I'm not sure what that. We should be flying home April 27th. Oh, that's on the World America. We should be flying home on April 27th, and we'll probably be back late evening. Okay. Well, that rules out that cruise. But I might have to look at another date. So, MSC World Europa. There it is. That's what I was trying to come up with. Thank you, Tom. More at Sea also gives specialty dining and shore excursion discounts as well as worth the price. Carnival Royal Caribbean daily drinks package are over $60 per day. Much more expensive for me. Yes, Tom, I love NCL the best. I don't dislike NCL by any stretch of the imagination. I like them fine. Emily says, you have to purchase more at Sea package. I asked NCL, they said $345. Yeah, but keep in mind, Emily, that's for a 13-day cruise. I mean, that's not a short cruise. So, yeah. $345, that's cheap for 13 days. That's $30 a day. You know, for all that you get? Yeah. Hell, yes. The drinks are unlimited with that price. That's correct. Well, I think there's an upper limit, 15 a day or something. I mean, more than I can drink. Chillie, is it true that I would be able to upgrade my Panama Canal cruise on Norwegian, upgrade to a balcony from an inside room? They said you're entitled to one upgrade. Yes, you can. You can also bid on it. But yeah, that's a possibility. So, and again, I'll check the price on that from time to time, Kenneth, and see where we stand. Amy says, aren't sure excursions and drink packages sometimes less if you book both of them on Black Friday. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you can definitely get good deals on that. All right, that's going to wrap me up. Good heavens, I'm well over an hour. I don't normally do that. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap me up for this week. Again, I'll be here all weekend. I got a lot of stuff to do. If you need anything, let me know, and I'll be happy to take care of it for you. If not, I'll see everybody back here on Monday if nothing happens this weekend. All right, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. And please, if you haven't subscribed, take this as my invitation to do so. All right, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.